Hi, and welcome to 10 in 10, LinkedIn live chat sessions with storytellers of the soon to be published book from Thrive with Mentoring. I'm Lalita Vaidyanath, co editor of the book, and I'm very happy to have here as a guest in our show one of our storytellers and a wonderful mentee and cohort leader, multifaceted Oksana Prokhorova.
Hi
I hope I
everyone.
got that
How are
right. I
you?
hope I got your surname right.
It's correct, and
Yeah.
it's not easy, so kudos.
Yeah, Oksana, would you like to share something about yourself? Tell our viewers a little bit about yourself before we start our queries.
Yes, pleasure. So I'm Oksana. I'm originally from St. Petersburg, Russia. Half Ukrainian, half Russian. My father was from St. Petersburg, and my mother was from Kharkiv. So I am a graduate of Polytechnical University. Have been doing a lot of technical jobs all my life. Currently, I'm head of manufacturing in a drone startup near Zurich. So yes, it's pretty technical stuff. And I've been living in Switzerland for the last 10 years. So we live with my partner in a house with a garden in a tiny, tiny village surrounded by mountains. So it's very different life versus where I was born.
Okay. And of course, the cat also.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's the queen of the house.
The queen. What's her name?
She's Aishwarya, after Aishwarya Rai.
Oh, wow. I wonder whether Aishwarya Rai knows that. But she's not
Unfortunately, no.
talked about
Yeah, it would be a pleasure if she did. One of my expat missions was to India, so is a token from this time.
it. I like the name. This is going to be an interesting chat, Oksana, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. So, shall we start with the queries? Yeah.
Sure.
Just a little bit about the story first. One word to summarize your story, Oksana.
Is resilience, definitely.
Yeah. In fact, I really like that line to give back is to bounce back.
Correct. Yes, this is
I
what
think
brought
very, very
us
strong
life.
line.
Yeah. Um, so, yeah,
Yes.
what brought it
Thought
basically is
provoking.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm losing my connection from time to time. This is the pleasure of living in a small village in Switzerland. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. You have other pluses there, so no problem. We live with this.
Definitely, yeah, like the view and the clean air, nice
Yes,
cows.
absolutely. Yeah, sure. What motivated you to write the story, Oksana?
There were two aspects. So, first aspect is I'm a recovering perfectionist myself, and I really believe that the fact that we don't speak enough about failures, like there is a lot of success everywhere. Like you open social media, everybody's showing off the best part of their life. Sometimes it's imaginary best. um, it creates a cult of success, and when somebody has a failure, makes a mistake, it's perceived as something catastrophic. So a lot of people in my circle thought that when I had a burnout, it was like catastrophic, like, oh look, she lost everything, she's not going to be back on her feet. And I thought that, okay, if somebody one day, being in a position that seems to them catastrophic, would read my story and think, okay, like if she managed, maybe like I will also manage, is going to be helpful. And second, I don't think that the stigma around mental health is helping people who have issues with mental health.
Right.
Um, yeah, like if you have a burnout, any kind of career consultant will tell you never, never, never tell it to anybody, is going to reduce your chances of getting a job or anything else. So I'm not ashamed of it. I think it's a wrong thing to be ashamed of having a burnout or mental health issues. So again, I want to share it openly that, yeah, like, okay, I'm just like you and I had it. And it's not making me less worthy or anything.
Absolutely. I love the honesty of your answer and the honesty in your story. That's from my side.
Thank you. That's very cute. Thank you.
And in fact, you've used some lovely one-liners in your story, Oksana, that really drew me, as a writer, to those phrases. One was to give back is to bounce back. Then you had said a very graphic description of being afraid of dying in poverty underneath the bridge.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that really leapt out to me. It was so graphic in its description. And another one that I made a note of was when you had said, use the hole in the ground left behind by a missile to plant a tree.
This is not mine. Sorry, it's too emotional for me.
Ah, that's fine.
Yeah, I believe that we all can learn from people in Ukraine, to see that in every situation, as long as we are alive, we can still make it better for us.
Yeah. This must be, a very challenging for you. This whole situation that's happening right now must be really challenging. Are you okay
Uh,
to continue?
yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I If my cat comes, I can squeeze her. I will feel better.
Ah,
Definitely, people who live there and they witness it themselves, they have it much harder than like people like me who just read news and sometimes talk to people who live there. But it's tough, and like it took me a while to realize that stability is an illusion, and basically you will never be in a perfect position in your life, like for more than a couple of hours. So like there is always something which is a bit, like not the way you want, not perfect. And like another one liner there, which is also borrowed from one Ukrainian warrior, is that you should not postpone your life and enjoying your life to after the victory, because then there will
yes.
be no victory. So it's exactly what I'm trying to live every day. That no matter how the situation seems a bit not perfect to me, I can still make it better. I can still enjoy it.
I'm sending you lots of love.
Thank you.
I think you are so honest in in your answers and in your thoughts and in your story as well. It really appealed to me, just the candor with which you've written it. And there was so much of sensitivity and emotion. I can well imagine what you're going through, Oksana. Hats off to you
Thank you so much.
for having living through all that, having to cope with those challenges and then continuing to work, going through a burnout, being a mentee, going on to be a cohort leader, winning an award for best cohort lead team. That's amazing.
Yes,
That
it was.
was something that happened last year, but yes, another emoji coming up for you. A round of
Oh,
applause from all
thank
of
you.
us.
Thank you. I'm nominated this year again with my fellow
That's
cohort
wonderful.
leads.
All the
And
best.
yeah, thank you. So let's see on
Yeah.
the 10th of June. Whoever wants to see it happening or not happening, please buy a ticket.
Yes, of course. Definitely. We're all there. We're all in this together.
Yes.
Yeah. And what do you feel about seeing your story in print and in a bookstore, Roxana? I know that you said it, that you want to motivate people. Could you elaborate on
Yeah.
that? What do you feel about it?
I feel like it's a bit kind of two ways. First, I still don't believe it that is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. And second, I used to attend the, like a kids writing club when I was a kid. So like I was really writing well. And the professor was there, like, yeah, you have a potential to be a writer. And then, as it happens to many childhood dreams, you just give up on it because, like reality kicks in. And so I gave it up and I lost more or less all of my writing skills. So today, like, yeah, I'm reading some people posting on the social media, like there is a long, amazing text, and I'm thinking, like, wow, I could do like this, but not anymore. So like, I'm still nurturing a dream of, coming back to the skills and writing a book one day. And as it has been happening with Thrive so many times to me, thanks to Thrive, I'm one step closer to my dream.
Yes. It's
Yes.
wonderful that you're part of this book. And yeah, it is a first step towards achieving that. And if I can say something, I think you'll make a wonderful writer.
Oh, thank you so much. That's
Yeah, there's
appreciated.
so much of. I really enjoyed reading your story. It was really inspiring
Thank
and
you.
very moving, also, given the background and everything. And you've captured it all so well. I think you should not let go of that dream, Oksana, and you should continue to
I
pursue
should
it.
definitely continue. Yes.
Yeah, I'll buy that book.
Oh, that's good to know. I have the first customer.
Yes. Yeah. So, what is the best part of your story?
That as long as we are alive, nothing is lost forever.
Right.
That you can always make an effort to go back on your feet.
Yeah. That, you can bounce back, to quote
Yes.
your own, what you
Yes.
said. Absolutely.
When
True.
I was a mentee with my wonderful mentor Devi, who is
Right.
nominated to be Best Mentor of the Year twice. So, like, I'm one of the reasons, and there is another reason in the Zurich cohort. Um, when we started working together, I asked her, like, yeah, I want to bounce back, but I want to bounce back better. I want to be a better person than I was before my burnout. So I think we achieved it very well.
Right.
Yeah, you can bounce back and be even a bit better person than you used to be.
Of course. I think you're a fantastic example of that.
Thank you.
Uh, so I think this actually, what you just said now, probably answers this question, but maybe you can see whether you would like to address it differently. One
Mhm.
word to describe yourself.
Too serious.
Sorry?
Too serious.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. I don't think so. I mean, you don't come across as somebody who's too serious.
believe me. Okay, sorry. It's two words, by the way, not one, but yes, it's too serious.
Okay. I saw, the fact that you've named your cat Aishwarya shows me that you have a nice sense of humor.
Yeah, well, a lot of people say that I'm too serious, so like maybe I should use my humor a bit more.
Yeah, of
Yes.
course. Um, what would you say is your superpower?
I like managing complex things.
You like managing?
Complex things, yes.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like,
Wow.
the more complex
That's
the
nice.
project, the more I'm going to enjoy it.
Okay. So you must be an asset at your workplace, given that.
This should be asked to my line manager.
We'll talk to him in time.
Okay.
And the theme of our book is unstoppable, Oksana. And what makes you, as a storyteller and as a person, unstoppable?
At large, I always know in which direction I want to move in life. So even if it's not easy, I always do something even very tiny every day in this direction. So, like there is a saying that I like about this is like if you have a dream, if you know where you want to go, like run there. If you cannot run, walk. If you cannot walk, creep. And if you cannot creep, just lay in that direction. So this is my motto, and this is why I believe I'm unstoppable.
Okay, great. That's a lovely answer. It's very inspiring. Um, we'll now move on to queries about Thrive.
Yes.
What does Thrive stand for to you?
If I use one word, it would be growth or support. And if I elaborate on it, for me, is an amazing place to meet people which I would never meet. I mean, I was an immigrant to Switzerland, working in a huge company, and I spent 9 years working in that company, 7 of them in Switzerland. So, like, you have a feeling that there is nobody else outside of this company, that everybody is there.
Right.
And when life puts you in a situation that you need to look outside of it,
Yeah.
like, okay, like there is nobody. And so I didn't think of it when I was joining Thrive, because the reason why I joined Thrive was um, I saw so much human suffering during the COVID pandemic in 2020, and I lost my
Right.
grandmother to it. So, like,
Yes.
I felt that I want to do something nice for the society, like even something to the extent I can. Then I saw the position of cohort lead on LinkedIn and I applied. So this is what moved me. But the value that it brought me in the sense of extending my network, meeting amazing women with whom we are still in contact today, is precious. So, like, is a place where you will meet a lot of women who will support you. So I had my wonderful mentor, and it's amazing to see the energy of people achieving their targets, living their dreams is amazing. So I
Great.
believe that it has been a catalyst for me also in achieving a lot of life changing things that happened to me in these 2 years.
Okay. A round of applause to you for that.
Thank you.
I agree with you about that. The fact that we are here talking is because of Thrive. It's about all of us as a community getting to know each other, being there for each other, supporting each other through initiatives like this, and being there in all time, especially like during the pandemic, the way the cohort people connected with each other.
Yeah,
It supported. It was wonderful. And
it
I'm
was.
really sorry for the loss of your grandmother during COVID. It was there in your story as well. I'm sure it must have, made things even more difficult.
Yes, yes, definitely. Sometimes when I feel sad, like I've been analyzing that, yeah, okay, the recent years have been crazy. But
Yeah,
then I listen to people who specialists in change and reinvention. They say, okay, listen, it's not going to get better in the coming future. So we all need to learn to first live with the change, because
right.
it's like, yeah, change is the only thing which is permanent, not stability. And second,
Absolutely.
yeah, we need to work on our networks. We need to learn to support each other. Is going to be an amazing skill and capital in the future to make us change proof.
Yeah. We have to learn to adapt. And I think the pandemic taught us that. And life circumstances also teach us that.
Absolutely.
If you were to mentor your younger self, what would your message be?
Yeah, so the first one would be that very one, that stability is an illusion. Because one of the reasons I ended up in a burnout is like I wanted to build a kind of castle, to preserve what I thought, like I have, instead of understanding that everything changes. So I would tell myself stability is an illusion. Second, I would tell myself that no matter what happens, you will always find the best way for you and your family, and you will always manage. And third, yeah, I would say that mistakes are okay. Learn to make mistakes, be a learner, and understand that mistakes are probably the richest data stream in the world.
Yeah,
It's okay to make them.
great. That's wonderful advice, especially about learning from our mistakes.
Oh, yes, this is the best teacher.
Yes, it is. Life is the best teacher, if you ask me, and all
Definitely.
our experiences. Yeah.
Definitely.
The best part of being, since you've been both a mentee as well as a cohort leader, what do you think is the best part of being a mentee or a cohort leader, whichever you'd like to talk about?
Being a mentee, yeah, is like, in my experience of being a mentee, we managed to resolve things that the challenges I could not resolve in 3 years of therapy. So, which for me was absolutely amazing. And in general, I believe that every person, if they want to achieve more than what they're achieving now, they should have at least one mentor, or better, so like, if you call it a board of mentors. Like if you
Right.
treat yourself as a company, you will have a board, so like one or two or three mentors who would advise you on different things. For me, it was amazing to have a view on my situation, which is not mine, and which is probably not as biased as one that like my friends would have, and that somebody
Right.
would honestly tell me something that my friends would probably don't not dare, you know and yeah, it was really 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 helpful to see things from another perspective.
Okay.
Yeah, and the human connection was amazing. So like, we cried together when the war started, like, yeah, it was
And
really
I can imagine.
looking forward to seeing Sridevi at the awards.
Okay, I'm sure that'll be a wonderful, time for both of you, because
Yes.
now you have to celebrate coming out of that, and you have to
Yes.
celebrate your victory, the fact that you've conquered your burnout, or at least you're on the, path to making a much better, bigger version of yourself, brighter, and the
I
fact
hope
that you've accepted all this, Oksana, it's so wonderful.
Thank you. I hope we can celebrate her Mentor of the Year award. It would be very well deserved.
Yes, of course. I think that brings us to the end of our conversation. I would love to extend this, of course, but I think we're running short of time. Speaking to you has been truly inspiring,
My
Oksana. I really
pleasure.
love this conversation.
Lolita.
Yeah. Before we sign off, I just have a message for all our viewers. Please support our crowdfunding campaign to which will help us to market this book, publish it, and market it, and inspire more and more women to pick it up with all these stories, so that they can, turn their lives around with wonderful stories like what Oksana has shared. It will help women to turn their lives around. Please be part of this campaign. And also, please pre order your book. If you pre order it now, you can get it during the award ceremony. And if you buy the tickets at full price, the Thrive annual award tickets at full price, you'll be getting 2 copies complimentary from Thrive.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So that's it. Great talking to you, Oksana.
Thank you,
So
Larita. Great
nice to
talking to you.
connect with you. Bye bye, and all the best for everything. All the
Thank
best.
you. Have a great afternoon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.